Let's read some mail. Hi folks, September 27th, and the rain you see behind me was brought up by Hurricane Helene. Now, I'm right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. We are hundreds of miles from any salt water, but yet we're going to get 6 inches of rain today. It's ugly, but it's not as ugly as those folks in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and my heart goes out to you. It's an intense storm, and I just hope the best for everybody. And I got a lot of customers in those states I just mentioned, and naturally I'm really wishing the best for them. Let's read, this always cheers me up, let's read some mail. At Patriot 7536, I did a video on the HX tractor, and he said, I have an HX, it's a beast of a tractor, very nice cab too. And he's right, that is a beast of a tractor, and in fact it does have a fantastic cab. Okay, my favorite comment or question or whatever of the week comes from Grandpa 7278. Not a customer of ours, but this is a great, I was talking about Coyote do-it-yourself service, what's involved. And I was just giving a little thumbnail of, what you can do, oil changes, whatever, if you choose to do stuff yourself. Thank you. I've saved this video for the future needs. My story. I bought a new DK4720 and a 6-foot brush hog. Took it in for its first service, was to be a couple of days. I got a call, a hydraulic leak deep inside the tractor. Uh-oh. They had to split the tractor. To folks that have never owned a tractor, it is just what it sounds like. They had to split the tractor, took 2 months to get parts. Okay, that's not, there's something there going on. Attention all, if your new tractor gets split in half, don't go in there and see it. It's traumatizing. He's so right. There's hundreds, if not thousands of parts. The technicians, every time I see them doing one, and it's not very often, but every time I see them doing one, I walk back there, I shake my head, and then I shake their hand. I'm like, I don't know how you know where everything goes back. I would have 2 buckets of extra parts. It's impressive. From Flying Dork, you gotta love that name. Flying Dork. I'd want to ride shotgun to Flying Dork. I was talking about a beginner's guide to trailering a Coyote tractor, and he said, you need the front chain to go more forward, exclamation point. Nothing to keep it from going backwards. Flying Dork, you have a point, but men strapping down a tractor or strapping down anything on the roof of a car, it's a man thing, and none of us like the way the other guy did it. You probably have a point. All right, but I'm not going to admit it. All right, to High Tide 1. I like that, High Tide. I own a Coyote CK30. For those of you that don't know what that is, he's not talking a modern CK35, 10, or 20. It was called the CK30. Fantastic machine. I own a Coyote CK30, and it's a little older, but with the same options, except same options as what? As the CK20 deep dive product presentation I did. With the same options, except 30 horsepower without any emissions. Also own a larger Kubota 5140. 5140 is good machine. After owning both for many years, I will say that the Coyote is a much better tractor in my opinion. I like my plain Jane and hope Coyote keeps its quality the same. The paint is amazing, the Kubota not so much. And it says read more, which I will. The orange finish is a weird shade of pink. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Comment on the cruise control, stupid. Comment on the cruise control, stupid. Either him or I are stupid, and I hope it's not me. But thank you very much, High Tide 1. Half 202. Our lift kits. This was on a CX 2510 complete presentation. Are lift kits available to raise these tractors? More ground clearance? No. They are 2 inches taller if you have agricultural tires over industrial tires. The video I did, the tractor had industrial tires, but the tractor would be about 2 inches taller if it had agricultural tires, which are standard, by the way. Gail Rutland, friend of the company going way back, same video, so we'll have an in-depth look, Mike, right? Now, I did do a video shortly after that comparing kind of the 7340, 7320. It was not like what I would consider an in-depth dive, which I've yet to do. Shame on me. But I would refer anybody that's curious to get a good overview of both tractors, really, to look at that one. HX series. I did one on, it was called the LSE Nashville Coyote HX series. That's the 115 or 90 something horsepower. I called it 13,000 pounds of big and nasty. And Richard Moe asks, all for the low, low price of? Well, I can tell you what it's not. It's not 125,000. It's not even 100,000. It's, if you compared it to any quality machine with bunches of stuff on it, it's not only is it a better tractor, it's a heavier tractor and has more stuff on it, it's also at a better price point. Typical Coyote. More stuff, better quality, and a couple dollars less. And I'm proud of them for that. This was one I put on the custom chucks, which if anybody watches the videos, they know that my custom orange Chuck Taylor All-Stars, putting them on means I've got an incredibly good deal. Super cool deals. Pastor Preacher 9550. Super cool deals. I tell everyone that asks me about my Coyote to not buy locally. Boy, my competitors will love reading this, and they do read them. I tell everyone about my Coyote not to buy locally because they can't find anything in Georgia better than them folks over at Larry Stove Sand. The neighborhood that I sent over loved the great treatment and the deal. I think he meant the neighbor. The neighbor that I sent over loved the great treatment and the deal he received in Nashville. Now, you have to take that as the gospel truth because it comes from Pastor Preacher. Amen. Thank you, Pastor Preacher. Cliffside Stables says, maybe I should trade in my 2021 Coyote RX 7320. It only has 280 hours on it. Tim in Oneida. Okay, Tim, a customer of ours. Thank you, Tim. And yes, you should. Well, anyway, that'll do it for today. Just with the rain, I guess I could have done videos or something outside, but I didn't want to. So thought we'd do some questions and answers and comments. I appreciate following. I appreciate all the questions and comments. And, write me. When you see a video, send a comment, even if it's, you're fat and ugly and whatever. Okay, I'll read it. I'll be sad, but I'll read it. I love hearing from y'all, and hopefully I didn't bore you with this one. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe. I am so hung at 11,300 subscribers, and I see some of these. There's a Kubota dealer in Pennsylvania, and you all probably know who I'm talking about. And the guy's got hundreds of thousands. So I'm like, oh man, that makes me sad. Subscribe for me. Thank you.